Don't fight. Baba, don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't hit him for. No, stay there. Stay there. No. No, you have to go. No, get out of here. Get out. You're not the servant.
All right. We cannot mock God, right? Doesn't the Bible say we can't mock God, right? We can't mock God, though. I believe strongly in that. No matter how we shape our semantics back and forth, right? We can't mock God, right? I don't know if you realize what just happened there. Those are clergymen on the pulpit competing for who go lead service, who's going to lead the service. Obedient to God, go in the poto collect water. What is going on with this young, old 60-something-year-old man? What do you think is going on? Oh, are you about to say it's the devil that used them? You know what? I agree with you, right? I agree with you that it's the devil using.
You're right.
But that's not the end of the conversation. What else is going on? It's 2022. You can't hide under religion talks anymore. You can't, right? You can't. We need to get a little bit deeper into what's going on there, emotionally speaking, right? What did I say about how men express their emotions, right? This grown man, okay, who is going to lead the service? The name of God cannot be mocked. Let's not make a mistake. Even in the Bible, what was majority of Paul's letters about? Letters to the church. What was it about? Right? Oh, there's more to the story. Like you said, gracious greatness, there's complexity to it, right? But we're talking about it right now. We're talking about it, you know. So let's keep going. Especially if you live in the diaspora, yeah, unless there's medical issues when it comes to career life. There's medical issues that needs to be addressed, you know. We must consider human choices. We have our own individual wants, yeah, including learning how emotions work. For the longest, nobody talks about emotions because it wasn't needed. There was duty and responsibility. It was good enough. It was good enough because of the society we lived in. Today, there's more to it. There's more to it. People just don't ascend into taking care of duty and responsibility unless there's some type of tangible emotional value. Even a job that has paycheck on next Friday, they won't stay in it because they have options. If the emotional aspect of it, emotional fulfillment, is not taken care of. Moment by moment, we call it happy. It's called happy, moment by moment, yes. And there will be moments where you're not happy. That point should not be underestimated. However, the idea that we just discount happiness in any one of our conversations, it doesn't work. It puts people in a place where they feel like they're in jail. They can't express themselves to you. They can't really get to the point they're trying to make. Why? Because they're humans. If we're obedient to the will of God, we will be more than happy in the marriage because everything will fall in place. In fact, we will be joyful. That's a fact. The problem that makes this disconnect from what I was saying earlier is people's interpretation of the Word of God. You know, if you're interpreting the Bible like your CELE pastor from 1985, I can't help you. You know, you will have to fall on your face first. Boost. you know, and then maybe you'll be able to listen to me. Okay, but you will collect. You will destroy your personal relationships, especially a marriage, with that mindset. Okay, even the pastors are destroying theirs. Okay, there's more than enough pastors, you know. I might have to start bringing Pastor Chris, Pastor Okotie, Pastor Yakilome. Like, come on. All right. So, in response to you, it is God who gave humans brain to think and make changes to make their lives better. In response to Grisha, I bet take them easy on my brother. I saw it and I was laughing. Our Yoruba church don't start. Hey, why are you dragging Yoruba people in this now? Why? Don't drag Yoruba people in this. Oh, these people could have been Igbo people. Wait, is it only Yoruba people that go to CELE? Mostly, right? Why do they have a fake white Jesus painting there? God long shall know our Africans in me. May God help us Africans. We have a long way to go. The next 50 years is going to be interesting when it comes to religion. Write what I just said down. The next 25 to 50 years is going to be an interesting thing when it comes to religion. You know. But let me warn you, Sha. Make sure you have personal relationship with your God. Make sure, okay? Do they have rota or protocol to follow me? Clearly, somebody is not obeying that, right? Somebody is caught up in their emotions, right? Somebody, listen, I experience this in church all the time. I'm a music director. You see my piano behind me, right? So this whole thing that, you know, one of the things I hate the most ever is keeping the roster of worship leaders. I hate it. Some of you are choir members. You can relate to what I'm saying right now. Keeping the roster so that other people don't feel left out. What happened to skills? What happened to what the psalmist said about skillful praising, right? What happened to no, if they like what you're doing and they want to be on that stage, they will go and put in work in the shower. People are more concerned about the emotions and taking care of other people's emotions than getting results. That's one of our problems. Men or women are more concerned about satisfying their own emotional selfishness than, like, wait, what kind of results are we creating here? The result, gentlemen, the result is all that matter. Both in short term, all in short term, mid term, and long term. Am I creating a good result? No, my results are bad. I need to pay a little bit of attention. You know? So, will it work? It no go work. Oh wow, shout out to Auntie B. That was a fantastic show earlier. She's texting me. I'm seeing the text, but we're going to have that conversation gently, properly, you know. But that was a fantastic show. That was a show that she just put on. Lots of lessons beyond anything that was said on that show. Beyond, you know. But at the right time, we'll get to it. Anyway, so we got a few other things that I want to cover. Okay. My answer. Let me talk about my answer really quickly. Okay. You know. Let me talk about my answer really quickly. Should divorce be on the table? I think self-awareness is key in that conversation. Self-awareness is key. I really love what Gorek said earlier. Let me find it. I should have pinned that. Why didn't I pin that? Jesus Christ. Self-awareness is key in this conversation. I want you to understand that when you're saying certain things in front of your husband or your wife with good intentions, you're not necessarily creating good results. That's the real lesson here. Okay? You're not, just because you're right doesn't mean you're creating good results. Okay? You need to pay attention to your tendencies to hog up onto an ideology and turn it to religion. Any ideology that's turned to religion will hurt you and will hurt the people around you. Religion by itself is not a bad thing, but people tend to, you know, the word abuse. People tend to manipulate or use it to manipulate other people. Okay? Let me see if I can find it. Can you please repeat it for me? What you said about, oh, I found it. I should have pinned it. I found it. This statement right here. Yes, it should be on the table and not for deco. You can't be naive that good people end up in divorce court all the time. Good people on both sides, they are most of the people in divorce court. Religious good people, people that have solid, as far as they are concerned, relationship with God, end up in, they collect woto all the time. Go check in the courts. Okay, why do you think the data says irreconcilable differences? In UK they call it something unnegotiable something. It's the same thing. Irreconcilable difference, number one. Why do you think that is? Because nobody has time to be getting to the bottom of why people divorce, because most of them is not extreme situations that makes it to the top of YouTube charts, like extreme anti-Osinachi story. Most of the issues in divorce court is not anti-Osinachi story. I'm sorry. There are good people that just don't know how to handle emotions. So you consuming all that information about toxic situation, like for example, the example we just saw on Auntie B's platform, you consuming all that information, there's a good chance you'll never find yourself in that situation. Because why? You are intentional. Your radars are up. You can see these red flags coming from afar. Right? You're probably not going to end up in that kind of situation. Your situation is going to come from a blind spot. Right? Your situation is going to come from a blind spot, not from something you already know. See, the devil that we always like to blame everything for is wiser than what does the Bible say about the devil, right? It's not going to come to you from the standpoint where you can see everything from your viewpoint. It's going to come from the blind spot. If the business of the divorce court is only surrounding modern women who just want to be for the streets, or terrible men who are just cheaters, the divorce court will not be in business. Are you paying attention? They won't be in business. Sorry about that. Are you paying attention to what I just said, please? Right? Are you paying attention to what I just said? The divorce court will not be in business if it's just extreme, only bad people that end up there. They're in business because normal people like you and I will end up in divorce court. So how do you avoid that? Maybe you should start paying attention to the subtle stuff. Yes, the toothpaste. Yeah, I know. It's terrible, but it's real, right? Little things like your wife saying, you know, marriage is not do or die. She kept saying that over and over. Maybe you should pay attention to something. Ladies, you keep saying things like, no, we have to discuss divorce. Let's discuss it. And you're like, you call it communication. No, there are deeper, you're not wrong, but there are deeper things going on. There are deeper things going on that you should probably pay attention to. There's a reason you're not feeling safe in that situation. You probably should open your mouth and have a little bit a deeper conversation. If that's not working, maybe you're scared of telling him how you really feel. There's a lot of women going through that, but then they end up doing it after they pull the trigger last. And then they'll pull the trigger, and then the man was still confused. Go and look at Tia Mauri's husband right now. He's confused. He's getting mixed signals because they took matching pajamas picture, even though they filed for divorce. That's going to send all kind of mixed signals to that guy. He doesn't know what's coming for him yet. He probably doesn't, okay? Because it's like the rest of us. We don't know what we don't know until we hit rock bottom. I don't know what his rock bottom is. Maybe he's there yet. Right now, it's going to be a process. He's going to need prayer, patience to help him get through the process. The 3 P's. Okay? The point of prayer is not so that God can come down magically and fix your marriage. That's not going to happen. Okay? That's never going to happen. Okay? You just... No. It won't happen. Okay? The point of prayer is to engage your God so that you can give God time. You can give him the room to work his magic. You get out, you also disengage from the devil, because the devil will use you. You know, the ideal mind is the devil's playground, right? You've heard that before, right? So when you engage prayer, it's also an exercise that you're trusting God, right? You all understand that trusting God is going to be a process, right? Right? And if I might add, you take away time to work on yourself, because ultimately you're attracting what you are. I know it sounds unfair. How can I attract what I am? That person is just evil. You see, I told you, you will collect. You will go and jump into another marriage and you will still collect. I'm telling you. Okay? Okay, that's how it's gonna happen. But let's get through some other stories here. Okay, there's a lot of men making these mistakes. There's a lot of women making mistakes too, right? Yes, I do feel obligated to say men also, women also, but whatever, man. You know, man, let me warn you properly. The divorce court was built for you, okay? All that money they are making in there, it was for you, okay? Let me just be honest with you, okay? Let's be straight up, okay? So you will need this, okay? You will need this. Ladies, you collect too, of course. Nobody is happy after this kind of events happen in people's life. But I guess everyone collects. The people that collect the most is the children. You're grown adults. You're grown adults. What do you want me to tell you? Right? You're grown adults. Right? You get to choose what kind of videos you're consuming online. You choose what your algorithms is sending to you. Oh, but I tried to clean it, it didn't work. Shut down the account, create another one. Whatever you have to do. You don't have to shut down the other one, because you need to know what's going on, because this is a dangerous world. Okay? But create another one so you can consume some good stuff too. Okay? And you just have to be vigilant and make sure you use this account to watch good stuff and this other one to watch how people drag themselves. Observing a little violence every now and then is useful for you, so you can stay aware of what's going on in this world. People drag themselves. How dare you put my family through this? Shut your ass up. You're violent yourself. It's no wonder. I said I won't have an opinion. Let me stay on topic. Let's get to this other one here. Let's get to this other one right here.